The digital landscape is ever evolving, shaping the way we work, learn, and connect. Are you ready to thrive in this dynamic world? We are a passionate community dedicated to bridging the digital dive. Through our comprehensive training programs, we equip businesses and young people with the essential skills they need to succeed in the digital age. DigiTechToday fosters a collaborative learning environment, connecting experienced trainers with eager learners from all walks of life. Our impact goes beyond training. We are building a future where everyone has the power to participate in the digital world. Join the movement.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Amos. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining.
I think if you can allow, my camera can't be suitable at the moment.
Okay, no problem. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. We understand. So we're just waiting for guys to join, and then we'll should begin in a few.
It's okay.
So how's the going? How is the digital? How is everything digital business? How is it going from your end?
Everything is moving on well.
Mhm.
Only that you just someone just needs to move on at a very high speed so that to catch up. See, technology is very dynamic,
Yeah,
so
true, true.
you must cope up with the speed that it's moving before you even finish the digital transformation. AI era is here now. You see,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to be on toes.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
The digital landscape is ever evolving.
yeah, true. Actually, we connected last year, I guess. Then you wanted us to do this last year.
Yes, we were supposed to do something last year, but I think we weren't able to do it. So
Yeah,
luckily, here we are now.
yeah, this was at the right time.
Kabisa. Yes, I'm waiting for our moderator as well.
Mm,
And then we can kick off.
it's okay.
Mhm. How is the startup going? How is it doing?
Mm, we are still in the startup phase,
Mhm.
but we are making some good profit.
Mhm.
So that's actually what keeps us moving,
Uh,
because when you are not when you don't have an entrepreneur mindset and spirit, you will never come up as a startup founder.
Mm,
That's why 95, actually 98% of founders wanaacha what they had started with a motivation.
mm, mm,
There's a point in Africa you get that the graph is very flat,
mm.
like nothing is moving. But then
Yeah,
after some time, now it starts moving, then it goes another plateau stage, then it moves. So
mm.
actually, you need to have that entrepreneurial spirit for you to move.
It's very important. Huh?
Yeah.
Get it, I get it. Well, I can see Wamra is here, our moderator. She's finally here. Hi, Wamra. Maybe you can unmute.
Hi, hi, hi.
How are you
Hi,
doing?
how are
I'm good, good. How are you?
we are also good.
Also doing great and happy to see you here.
Thank you.
Let me just one second. Let me just see these things. So thank you for joining us. We were just catching up with Amos, who's the CEO and founder of, how do you pronounce this?
Finder.
Finder.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, CEO and founder of Finder. So in with us also we have Wamra, who is going to be our moderator for today's session. And since she just joined, let's give it like a minute and then we kick off. We should be done by in the next like 45 minutes or 40, so that we don't keep guys waiting a lot so much um, in
Yeah,
today's
sure.
session. Just allow us to allow some few minutes, then we can kick off. Wamra, maybe you have something you can tell us what's happening on your side in the digital side.
The digital side, it's been amazing. I think things are panning out well. I see innovations all around, and I love the trajectory that the digital space is taking, really. And I can't
Mm,
wait to see how much it moves. But just to mention, probably there's something that people were sleeping on that I've
yeah,
realized, and that would be Substack. I feel like people were sleeping on that platform, and people should jump into that platform. So yeah,
which
that's
platform?
digital. Substack.
Substack, the blogging
Subs.
site.
Yes.
I've heard of it before, I think,
Ah,
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
interesting.
just go and do your stories.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, amazing stuff.
I've seen some guys using it.
Yes, I've also seen, but I've also not yet. I'm in that side, but I've not yet had so much interest. I guess like so much is happening on the digital side, and sometimes you're caught off guard.
Yeah, sure. It's so
Mm.
confusing. You have to be very passionate for you to focus.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Plus, you
Yeah,
don't necessarily have to pick everything. You don't have to pick all the apps.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes you just need to pick one or two and run with them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Again, if you are anxious, you will not make it because you'll be here, you'll be there, you'll be here, you'll be there. Just focus with one thing that you understood fully, then you will move forward fast.
For
true.
sure.
Mm.
True. That's very true. Oh, that's interesting. So, I mean, so let me just confirm that we are live on LinkedIn and YouTube. By the way, I have a quick, I find in the recent time there's a lot of use of, a lot of socials, like a lot of corporates, a lot of companies are doing, they're jumping into trends on social media, the funny clips. What do you guys think? Is it sustainable? Is it something that is going to help businesses uh, get their ROI on the digitals, or is just a way of just just staying ahead with the digital side?
I think to some extent it also depends with what you're doing, which industry that you're in. You can't be in. There are specific brands or specific industries that when you jump into a trend, we look at you and we're like, this
Mhm.
doesn't really. You can't be. There are industries that you shouldn't be dancing and posting videos of you dancing on LinkedIn. I mean, that there are platforms, they're different, they require different things. Like, for example, there's a video that I saw and was posted on LinkedIn, but looking at the person and the
Mhm.
authority that they had built, it didn't really resonate
Mhm.
with whatever they were doing. So I think trends are okay, for the time
Mhm.
being. Hopping on trends also builds your community. It doesn't necessarily bring in sales that day, but somebody is going to look at it and they'll be like, later on, they'll be like, oh, there's a brand I had seen somewhere. So it just keeps you in the mind of the consumer. So I think it's still
Mhm.
okay, but just depends with the industry that you're in.
But I feel like every brand is jumping into, the gimmicks, the trends. I don't know, like which brand, which like some of those brands you think will not fit in such kind of strategies. Because I feel like I've seen like the big giants in the market, even Safaricom. You talk of banks, some of those
Yeah,
sensitive
banks actually.
banks
So
actually are doing it. So I don't know if you
the,
have any that's left out there that really they're like, our
the,
brand will be compromised if we jump on
you
this kind
see,
of.
this is what we call art.
Mhm.
Art never fades. So it's a matter of maybe changing from one form to another. Being too official does not help but that much, according to my experience,
Yeah.
because we are also in the era of Gen Zs, people who just like controversial things, you know.
Hmm.
So when they see such a brand doing such stuffs, they now feel like they are influenced with the company that is doing that. So I think
Yes.
that's why most companies, according to the research which was done, they are embracing now the trend, because if you cannot join the trend, you may be left behind. Yeah, it may not be a good thing to some brands, but now they are being forced to do it,
To
because
do it.
if you can't join the rest, then you'll be left behind. Then
Be
if you
left.
don't embrace what the audience needs, obviously things may not be well on your side.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time we begin. So, I'll just do a brief introduction about Digitech today and why we are here today. So, basically, I'm the founder and CEO of DigiTech Today. So DigiTech Today mainly we empower small business owners and marketers on digital skills, basically to help them scale and grow career-wise and business-wise. Today we are here to discuss mainly we're looking at from an angle of the business side, how can SMEs leverage on digitization or digital transformation to ensure that they can stay afloat and see they can scale and see a difference in their business systems and everything that they do. So we will jump straight into our section. For our attendees, feel free to ask anything that you have in the chat box or the comment section. Also, feel free to drop any burning question, and we are going to tackle it as we continue. We try to make this as conversational as possible, and I know we also want to make it as practical as possible based on what are some of those things that really affect you as a business, or what are some of those things you've been having questions and you really don't have answers to. So, this is the opportunity. And without much ado, allow me to introduce Wamra, who is our moderator today and also our part of us at Digitech today to take us through the session.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. My name is Wamra. I hope everyone is doing well wherever you are. I would have wanted to say good evening, but I'm assuming that you're joining us from different parts of the world. So whoever is in Nairobi, I hope you're doing great. The chilly evening. Yeah. So I'll just jump straight into it without having to. dwell so much into my introduction. I'm a digital strategist. I'm also a realtor based in Nairobi. So Amos, I'd like us to start off with scaling and surviving. When we look at businesses and how they're doing, I believe there's a difference between digitizing to just survive and also digitizing to scale. So, how many micro, small, and medium enterprises are actually thinking about growth versus trying to stay relevant in this digital space?
Okay, thank you so much for that. And I think this question is this whole thing is driven by the speed at which technology is taking us or it's moving. We have artificial intelligence in our scope now. Then we also have a digital transformation. So the problem comes in when now entrepreneurs or rather uh, people are in a dilemma. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to leverage artificial intelligence in my business? Or am I supposed to just continue with what I'm doing? Then I'll bring in AI later. So you find out that when a business starts to bring in artificial intelligence at a very young stage, now becomes a problem. It becomes like a block on the way because there's a level where you're actually supposed to introduce artificial intelligence because artificial intelligence also works well when you have a lot of data, when your business has actually grown. So you found out that many entrepreneurs out here just want to leverage AI because others are doing it, because it's now the thing which is in the wave. And when now it comes to uh, growth versus trying to stay relevant, many entrepreneurs, MSMEs, I can say, they think when they leverage technology, they are incorporating growth in their businesses. Also, on the other side, there are those who think when they incorporate tech in their businesses, they are staying relevant. So the ones who always win are the ones who are, I can say, fluid in a way that they're just there waiting for the right time to come so that they can introduce whatever tech stack that their business needs. You find some people in very many industries which do not actually need more of technology. They just want to uh, uh, actually make something dealing with technology because tech now is on that wave. And you find that now that becomes very difficult for them because at that very moment they have just lost their track. But there's this group which I can say who are trying to stay, who are actually who are thinking about growth. Growth does not come with incorporation of new ideas or innovation in a business. If you're really focusing on long-term growth, you really need to understand what your business does. You don't just jump into relevancy or another thing. You need a concrete passion, a concrete vision, so that even if there is AI trends outside here, even if there is AI digital transformation, just focus on what your business does first. Then when the right time comes, now you'll be able to introduce artificial intelligence. You'll be able to now know I have to digitize this department. I have to digitize this maybe a customer emailing. I have to do this in form of marketing. Then things will be well for you. But when you are in a position where you can't decide what you're supposed to do at a given point, then I can simply say you are not suitable for running that business. The best way to do these things as a founder or as a business owner, just stay in a fluid state whereby now your business is the one which drives you. Of course, yeah, you have to think ahead, but let your business now dictate you that this is the right time to digitize the marketing strategy. This is the right time to introduce artificial intelligence. This is the right time to do this and this. Not following relevancy or not too eager to grow because there is technology in place. Yeah, that's all I can say. Maybe if there's another question.
Thank you so much, Amos, for answering that. Um, Innovation is such a word that everyone is talking about innovation here and there. But for an MSME in Kisii or Kampala or Kigali, wherever they are, what does innovation actually look like? And does it require building anything new at all? Like there's so many innovations. Does it still require building anything new at all? Or how does it look like?
First of all, innovation is maybe uh, bringing up a new or an existing idea, but with an aspect of uniqueness. I think that's the best definition for an innovation. So many people as well don't get it well when it comes to innovation. Actually, most of us also confuse between an innovation and an SME or a business. That is, an innovation is a business, yeah, I can say, but it has some steps before it reaches the business stage. You can work for an innovation for more than 10 years without profit. But for an MSME, it couldn't take you long before you start getting profit. So the reason as to why the innovation takes long to break through is because it's a wide idea, as I can say, because it needs so many things in place. You have to identify the problem. You have to know now the solution. You have to go to and do market research, you see, and many other processes till you start making the profit. But for an MSME mostly, it's something that you already know. Maybe something that others are doing, maybe selling agricultural products. Agricultural products are already there. You are not going to start doing market research. Where can I get this? How many customers can I get? Because it's something that has been done before and you are sure of it. But an innovation now, there's a time it will come to be an MSME when now it has now gained more of traction, and now it's in that MSME stage before it proceeds to um, becoming a bigger and bigger company, then bigger businesses, maybe internet businesses or another physical businesses. So innovation, you have to put more effort, and innovation does not necessarily need something new. There is actually nothing new currently. The only thing we can do is to just get an idea from somewhere, then introduce an aspect of uniqueness. And uniqueness does not necessarily mean that something so big. It can be maybe how user friendly it can be, how your customer services, no, so this will be a competitive advantage to your fellow uh, business partners or people. And an innovation is something that has a bigger vision. When you hear someone talk about an innovation, the first thing that comes to your mind is that, oh, it's going to be a very big company in the next maybe 5 years. But when you hear of an MSME, MSMEs don't actually move very fast, and there's a stage where they reach and you are like, it is now enough. It has no capacity to move beyond borders, an MSME. So an MSME is just an MSME, but an innovation, there's a stage where it becomes an MSME. Then, since its vision is so big, it now goes beyond an MSME. I think that's all I can talk about that.
Thank you so much, Amos, for sharing that. I hear that you're saying, really, for now, innovation means building onto something that is already in existence and you finding your own unique aspect, and it becomes your own unique edge in the industry. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Yeah, yeah. So, my next question would be, is AI a democratizing force for small businesses, or does it end up giving more advantage to the businesses that are already in existence?
Okay, to be honest, this question is I can't say that maybe the first part of democratizing for small businesses, or the second option of it's an advantage to the business that already ahead. It's a more of the second. The answer lies on the second part, which says AI is giving more advantage to the businesses that are already ahead, but at a given percentage. I can say the first part, which says AI is democratizing force for small businesses, is 10%. Then the second part, which says it's giving more advantage to the businesses that are already ahead, is 90%. Just because you see, when you are in the industry for long, let's see something like, let me give an example of Facebook. It's a very, very big business. Or another business like Jumia, the e-commerce sites. If they get now AI currently, it's very easy for them to integrate because they have what it needs. They have user data. Now they'll use this AI to simplify this user data for predictions, But when it comes to small businesses, it's a challenge because a small business person actually doesn't even know where to start with AI. Maybe use third party products like maybe ChatGPT. You see, that's the only way they can use, and with that, there's no another growth. But with the bigger businesses, it's very easy to simplify the workload, hence bringing in more profit. So it's helping small businesses grow, and it's also helping. Uh, it's an advantage to the businesses that are already ahead at a bigger percentage. So, what I can advise small businesses, just keep on using artificial intelligence to what it needs. Otherwise, you can jump into maybe coming up with algorithms or other products, which in this case, maybe you want to do some predictions, and AI doesn't work well with fewer data. It may become a problem when it comes to doing your predictions, maybe of sales or maybe market projections. It's good that small businesses use artificial intelligence in what it's needed for at that particular moment. Maybe doing research, or maybe doing things like suitable emails, eye-catching emails to, and making maybe posters, what we call now content creating, coming up with a very good language for marketing. That's all small businesses can use artificial intelligence. But when it comes to bigger businesses, now there's a variety. There's a variety because AI starts from third-party apps to now the deeper algorithms which are used to make such apps, which now we use as third party. Yeah, that's all I can say in that.
Wamra, you're muted. You're muted.
Okay, so sorry. Thank you, Amos. I believe that, as you've said, if we use AI for market research, for there's this thing that I usually tell people when everyone is being told to move a certain direction, when everyone is being told to start using AI, what sets you apart from other people? So I think it's also what is setting you apart because everyone is going to be using AI. So whatever you've said, do market research using it, language, and also human touch and imagination still remains a very big part of businesses and all. So Amos, please paint us a picture of what does the African MSME that gets it right look like in 2030? How does it operate? How does it compete? How does it grow? What is it adopting today, really?
Okay, thank you for that. So I think technology, or rather digital transformation, is something you cannot clearly define even in the next even in the next 1 year, because okay, you cannot predict it when you aren't fully into the industry. But if you are really passionate to the industry, you can consider the past trends and know at a percentage, not actually 100%, and know where things are heading. Because I know, I can remember very clearly in 2022 when ChatGPT was introduced. Actually, none of my circle, or I can say, knew that something was popping up. And this because, and even when OpenAI was founded back in 2013, those years, so the ChatGPT is one of their products, and they had been developing the product. They had been developing ChatGPT behind the scenes. So meaning this is a product which they did, and they were most of the work which was done there was actually feeding it data, because no AI can work without background data. So all this data that we give it, it also uses to.
Almost, I think we lost you. Maybe let's give him a minute. Maybe he got some issue with his internet. I think his system is reconnecting again. Maybe as we wait, I think there's always some misconceptions, especially the SMEs when you're talking about digitization or digital transformation for businesses. Like most people will think you're talking about opening, social media platforms, being online, being on TikTok, creating content. But I feel like it's more than that. I don't know what you think, Wamra. Do you think just having digital platforms is enough for you to say like you're now uh, you're now making your business to be digitally fit and able to scale using the digital platforms, or you think there is more to that?
One, it's not just getting onto platforms, it's also having a strategic point of view when you're getting onto these platforms. Because if you don't have a direction, if you don't have a strategy, you can't say you're digitizing your product. You're just there, maybe you're just posting, you don't have a specific strategy that you're following. You don't understand, you don't try to understand the trends of, when I say trends, I don't mean jumping onto dancing trends and all that. Like you don't understand what needs to be said, when, where. Also, in as much as we're talking about digitizing, you need to be trustworthy. You need to be trusted because you're going to move onto the platforms. But what sets you apart is, are you able to build that trust? Are you able to build your community? You should also, in as much as it's called digitizing, the old ways still remain, the trust, credibility, and all that, loyalty, legitimacy, and all that. Yeah. I think, I don't know whether I've answered you.
Yeah, yeah. I think I totally agree with you. And to add on it, I think also even the way you've said strategy, it's very key, because the strategy is going to define a lot of things, from how you're going to put in place systems. Digital transformation is more than just your platform. Like one, as you said, strategy, systems in place. Like the systems that I'm talking about is like, for example, is your customer experience okay? Even as you're talking of, is your customer experience okay? Whereby, yes, someone will come to you through, let's say, Facebook or Instagram. Is there some reasonable response time? Is there some reasonable quality response in terms of even how you handle your customers, so that it's not just about saying, oh, now we are on every platform, we are doing videos, we are jumping on trends. So it's more than that. And that is why sometimes you will hear some businesses or small businesses are complaining about, I have all the digital platforms, but I'm not seeing any I'm not seeing results from the platforms that I have. It's because some of those things that are supposed to have in place, you've not had them in place, and that's why you still struggle, or you will not see any tangible results, because there are still a lot of things that you need to uh, look into. So I don't know. Yeah, I think he's having a challenge. Maybe you can throw any question. I'm trying to look. I can take it up.
Okay. Maybe just to mention a bit about how does the question that I asked he was trying to respond to, maybe just to look at it in terms of 2030, how does this business operate? I think one of the things is it should be findable. Like a customer should be able to find you, regardless of which country they're in, which location they're in. They should be able to discover you. They should be able to find reviews online, because again, that's where everything is moving, digitization and all that. And also a business should be able to know, say, its customers, because at the end of the day, you need, now where we're moving, it's about data. So when you're seated, you receive maybe a notification from Global. How did it know that you ordered a specific thing? That's because they took your data, they know your data. So a business that survives, not survives, but a business that scales by 2030, I think it's also a business that knows its customer. It knows what sells on Friday. It knows on Monday, this is what is going to sell. It knows this the school term is starting and all that, like having data and a lot of it. So maybe from your perspective also, you could tell us what you think.
Okay, I think we have Amos back. Um,
Mm.
so that because of time. Yes, Amos, I see you're back.
Yeah, yeah. I lost you. I actually don't know where I lost you.
It was, I think, Wamra was just trying to recap it. Maybe you can just, you were finalizing on something in regards to um, the future of business in terms of the digital?
Yeah, so I lost you. You lost me at the very beginning, or at the middle, or towards the end.
Maybe Wamra, you can take it up.
I think you in the mid you were explaining to us about not being able to actually tell, because you were talking about ChatGPT and the way data wasn't really defined at the time they were trying to collect data to be where they are at. I think that was kind of your last
Oh,
statement.
that's actually at the
Yes.
very beginning. So let me just do it again. So I was saying that at this moment, it's not easy for
Okay.
someone who is a newbie in technology to know where his or her business is going, because technology changes very fast, and unless you are very passionate and a visionary in that sector, that's the only way you can know. Big companies know, and that's why they manipulate us. They know in the next
Mm,
5 years we'll be doing this and this, so they are controlling us. But for a small business, 5 years is too a lot to actually know where your business is heading. But if you want, you can know where your business is heading. So I was speaking about ChatGPT. Now that they did not disclose to us that they were making an AI product, which is now ChatGPT, OpenAI as a company, I mean, they were coming up with ChatGPT, which has been developed under development for more than 10 years. Then, when it was introduced in 2022, everyone was, how did we not know about this thing? Because now, us here, we don't know, and it's for their advantage because they just want us to use their products. So,
mm,
as a small business person, what can help you actually know where your business is going and how to introduce digital transformation and the technology at large in your MSME? Just stay focused on one industry. Focus on focus on artificial intelligence. With that, you can find that you actually know where you are going, even if it can not be a very large percentage of certainty. You can be somewhere to also advise your team that we are moving this direction as a founder or as a business owner. So uh, the answer to the answer to that question is just do more research. The past will help us to understand the future. History helps us understand the future. If you go back to when the eras when internet started, you can actually come up with a very good pattern on where we are heading. And you can only do that if you are passionate. You cannot go back reading about internet and the such things when you just want to do a business which is not related with the technology, or which does not have a very big scope of technology. But when you are dealing alone, like purely with technology, you will have now to understand these things. And the more you understand, the more you get a clear vision and where you are heading, even in the next 10 years. It's very possible.
mm.
That's all.
Yes. Yes, I think I love that
Another
answer.
question. I'm free to maybe discuss.
Mm.
Thank you
Summer,
so
back to
much.
you.
Thank you so much for. I believe that you've answered pretty much very nicely. I like what you're saying about us looking at what has happened and being able to predict the future. And you've talked about people picking up AI. And to be honest, it just you can't pick everything at once. So it starts with one thing. So maybe you start with a verified digital presence, and then you move to the other thing. You move to mobile payments, You have a
Yeah.
WhatsApp business account with a catalog, and then you add another layer and another layer. And then by 2030, all those layers have compounded. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. I think that's it for today. Those are the questions that are we needed to have maybe answers to.
Thank you so much, Wamra. I think I have some questions here that guys had sent me in our community.
Mhm.
Probably because of time. Okay, we have a few. Amos, feel free to just give us your punchy points so that we don't take too much time. So let me just go straight to it. So the first question is, now let me start with this one. I love this one here. So the theme is digitize or disappear. But is there a risk of losing the community and personal touch that many African businesses thrive on? How do we automate our operations without becoming another faceless, bland brand? No blunder. So it's more of like the Africanism that you're used to, and we have really been pushing the digital angle. But how do we still stay connected with Africanism and not lose our community on the way?
You see, mostly, okay, every continent has its own problems, but I can also say that Africans in Africa, we consume products that we don't create, and we create products that we don't consume. So for us to be relevant in this, we just need to come up with our own products that we understand that these are African products, and this is how they are used. The income stays in Africa, it doesn't cross borders. So if we digitize ourselves here within Africa, we know we are not being used by anyone. Our data is not being misused outside there, outside the borders. And yeah, that actually cuts across, because how do we automate our operations uh, without becoming another faceless? So if we do everything in our community as Africans, nothing will be bigger, nothing will become a challenge, no fears, no nothing actually, because we understand the products are ours, we're using our products, we understand our mind, because the way businesses are carried out in other Western countries, it's not the same way we can do our business here. So our meaning our products will be understanding our scope, be knowing Africans do business like this and this and this. Then the profits also remains in Africa. And with that we could have maintained our touch. Yeah, that's all.
Oh, I love that. I mean, yeah, it's good for, I love the same way what you mean by as Africans trying to solve our own problems so that it still doesn't feel like we are alienating ourselves from what um, can set us apart from now the community that we still believe should be
Yeah,
our intel or now our connection.
yeah,
So another one here, I must give you experience with Finder. How do you bridge the gap between going digital and the reality of high data costs and inconsistent internet for our customers? How can MSME build digital experience that don't exclude the customers who aren't? I mean, this is a good example of whatever Wamra was talking about. For example, that Kisi or Bungoma. How do you do that seamless? Um, how do you ensure that this is seamless by keeping in consideration that some of these constraints will still be there on your way?
oh, so any other innovation or business has its visions. Like now for us, what we do, we focusing majorly on MSMEs. That's micro, small, and medium enterprises. Of
Mhm.
course, we understand these are. There are businesses which haven't yet scaled that much, but currently we are now in major towns in Kenya before we move to remote areas where maybe there will be data constraints, internet connection constraints. So what we do is, uh, of course, we understand. You see, when technology moves, you cannot say that I can't move. You just have to force yourself to move. There are so many
Mm,
e-commerce sites existing currently, and those who use them are those who need them. Of course, there are many physical shops you can do your shopping, but the e-commerce sites also are making their profit. So what I can say here is that everything it has their own customers. You cannot say that now because so many people don't their own smartphones. I cannot start such an innovation or such an e-commerce. There must be your customers somewhere. That's what I've come to realize. It's like another business. You have to make a profit no matter
mm,
what. Whether you're selling cars, whether you are selling blankets, there is always your customer, even one. So the way now you operate will make you uh, bring customers from somewhere, maybe who are your competitors, to you. So we can't stay stuck just because that maybe internet hasn't reached so many remote areas. We just move, then the universe will follow us. Then now the government will see, at least there are so many digital transformation or apps or technologies. Let's now provide free internet to remote areas in such countries like USA where internet is everywhere.
oh, okay. This is quite insightful. Wamra, do you have anything to top up?
No, I don't have anything. Just maybe to say digitize or disappear is not really a threat. I mean, it's just a choice.
Mm,
It's not a threat, it's a choice. And then it's not a destination really. You can't
mm,
get there as a destination. It's a road. So it's
Yeah,
either you're on this road or you're not. So the question is whether you're on it or you're not. So yeah, it's
mm.
just a road. And every day that you delay, somebody else takes it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you may disappear after some time.
So
You
to
may
some extent,
disappear
it's a
completely.
threat indirectly. It's a
Yeah.
positive threat, actually. Let me say
Yeah.
it's a positive threat.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah. 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 It's a
Mm.
positive one.
Yeah, so the last one, yes, I'm very keen on time. So for small business owners, maybe the last one here, in a high competition area like Nairobi, who has a very limited budget, which digital tools is the non-negotiable first step? Should I prioritize a website or a social commerce like WhatsApp, Instagram? Will it really actualize me to scale?
For a small business, right?
Yes, yes.
For a small business, I can advise social media because you don't have funds yet to
Mm,
maybe invest in promotion or do maybe roadshows. So what you can start with, just start with social media. Just create social media pages all over, including TikTok. Then please don't have anticipation that by creating social media pages and posting your products daily, you're going to get customers. You're just creating a brand with that social media. Like people will see it today, will see it tomorrow, will see it the next day. Then now your name, maybe your business name, will be instilled in their minds. Then now the next step is coming up with a website. Now you'll be sharing your website on your social media. Now there are those people who now will be moved and let me click this. Oh, this he has just come up with a website. Let me now look on the steps made. Then after they have clicked your website link, they will now see, oh, Indeed, this man has been doing, or this woman has been doing, or this lady has been doing something wonderful. Now you have become influential to them. Then the third step now is maybe to come up and start doing promotion, because now there's money. You've got some customers, you have been trusted, you now have a brand, you can do promotion. But for me, I don't believe in promotion that much, because
Mm,
that's like the first step whereby you created a WhatsApp or a Facebook page, and people will just perusing through, because a person cannot, or they only like, yeah, you get many likes, but if someone is not interested, they will not
yeah,
buy your products, they will not peruse through. So
sure.
gaining customers is also a strategy. You have to win your customers. What
Mhm.
do you do? What language do you use? Now this is where art comes in. Instead of promoting your post on social media, look for a low budget influencer. Start making small reels. Post them on your social media. With this, maybe you got some content creator, he did a very good video. Knowing that all the fans of this content creator are going to watch this, all the fans and supporters of this content creator are going to be moved with your product. Then with that slow moving, you find out that now you have an influence. Then from there, that's how big companies are created outside here. You start small, but with a bigger strategy. Never start with promoting your business. People will just see it and they just scroll because they have never heard about it. A person is moved with a post when they have seen it somewhere. Then now the second time they say, "Oh, I saw this somewhere. Let me now click and see what this person is doing."
Mm.
So that's the steps. Those are the steps.
Wow. Absolutely. I think you've talked more. What you're saying is that it's more of just even looking at the um, marketing funnel. Starting, for example, with a website would be like you're starting way in a way that will actually not help in that much, because social media will help you a lot in terms of creating that awareness, creating that brand, creating that name
Yeah,
first. Because your website is mostly supposed to be more of like your conversion funnel, and
mm,
more of something that now the, like can actualize something, a conversation or something. Then
yeah,
social media is supposed to more of help you pick up and put your name out there. I don't know
sure.
if Wamra, you agree that.
Yeah, yeah, I do agree. Because that's where now people come. We usually say that a website is the only thing that you own. It's yours. You don't own Facebook, you don't own Instagram. So tomorrow, if tomorrow Mark Zuckerberg wakes up and closes Instagram or closes Facebook, you still have your website with you. So that
Yeah.
one is you own that one. So yeah, 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 it's your conversion funnel. So still very
But with it
special.
now, the reason as to why you need not to start with a website is because you don't have money. You just started a business. So the best
Mm.
way is to start with something that is free but will expose your brand. Then now later you now bring in a website when money has just come in.
For sure, for sure. I agree with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's free. So yeah.
Now, as I finish, let me just jog your minds. And this is like our punch. So, businesses are opening social media platforms, digital platforms. Now, there's this question, like now we can see TikTok has really helped young businesses, young professionals to really grow. No, young businesses especially to sell on TikTok a lot. Now, the
Yeah.
question is, what if one day you wake up and TikTok is not there? How are they going to come up again? Specifically, especially TikTok, because TikTok, yeah, is facing a lot of, if you look at globally and politically, it's facing a lot of political, it's under a lot of political influence, and um, we are not sure about the future of a platform like TikTok. For example, because Meta is owned, it's from the, basically domained in the United States. Probably it might be there for long. But about TikTok, and yet I'm seeing a lot of young businesses are doing so quite well there, and they're actually like ignored all the other platforms. I know quite a
Yeah,
number of friends who are
yeah,
just
yeah, sure.
focused on TikTok only. They're not selling anywhere else. What do you think the future holds for such small businesses? 30 seconds, 30 seconds, and then we close it there.
So I think this now where we need to, this is a wake up call to all Africans that let's not just depend on the western or rather the eastern or the northern products. Let's just do our thing. Let's know that you may wake up one morning and find Facebook is now closed. What can you do with your business? Can you continue? Can you make some progress? Can you make progress on your business? So we just need to come up and do something like now Finda, which is African made, known by entrepreneurs that if something maybe
Mm-hmm.
becomes very, and the reason as to why you see TikTok is gaining more traction is because there's a lot of art in TikTok. There's a lot of content. Now, when you bring your business to such an environment, your business must be viewed no matter what. So these are the platforms. We also need to come up with something that invites people to the platform so that as they come in, they are entertained and at the same time they are seeing African made businesses. So we just need to wake up. That's the thing in this. There's no other way. We need our African products for marketing, for social, and all such.
Just as I had
Yeah,
said before.
African is a business. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's the same
No,
thing
go
that
on.
I was saying. Yeah, it's the same thing that I was talking about, saying that you don't own that. So you can't build your business on a land that is not yours. That's a borrowed land. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's a wake up call for you to actually for you to survive the disruption of such kind of a thing is for you to build something that you actually own. Build an email list, build a customer database, build a website, build a reputation that lives beyond any single app. It's not
yeah,
just TikTok. TikTok might die, Instagram algorithm might switch up
Change.
things and all that, change things do happen. So it's for you to actually realize that this is somebody else's land. So build your own. Don't be platform dependent. Even you can lose an account, not necessarily just closing. So yeah,
yeah.
just be
Very
able to
easy.
build your own stuff. From use that to build whatever that it is that you're building. Like you can use those followers, convert them to email list, convert them to customer database, send them to your website and all that. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I love it. Thank you so much, Wamra, for that addition. I mean, uh, this is a conversation I think we should have again, especially when it comes to uh, this narrative of, whereby we're seeing a lot of African businesses, they just pick a platform and they're leveraging on it, which to some extent it's work, but we're looking at how is the sustainability and when you look at it, the future of business, young businesses, especially in Africa, there is a lot that we need to talk about and just see how things can work for especially small businesses. We're not even talking about big giants in the market. So thank you very much, Amos, for coming in today for this very amazing topic, which is timely. And thank you, Amra, for taking your time also to take us through the moderation. It's been awesome. And to our audience also for asking the questions. I hope everything has been answered well. If there is any follow-up, we have our QR code here on the left. Please can join and we'll for sure be able to keep in touch. We do this each and every Thursday. So if you have time, every Thursday we have different topics that we cover. So we should be able to see you on the next one. The next topic we'll be looking at matters of data analytics. So every day, nowadays, we know every business needs that analytical mind in their business, in everything. be it you're in accounts, be it you're in marketing, be it you're in sales. That is something you need in order to make informed decisions. So we'll be looking at that next week. And so without much ado, thank you very much everyone for joining. If you're in Kenya, have a good night, and from the rest of the world, have a good one, and see you next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. East African time. Thank you, Wamra.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amos.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night, Asante.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The digital landscape is ever evolving, shaping the way we work, learn, and connect. Are you ready to thrive in this dynamic world? We are a passionate community dedicated to bridging the digital dive. Through our comprehensive training programs, we equip businesses and young people with the essential skills they need to succeed in the digital age. DigiTechToday fosters a collaborative learning environment, connecting experienced trainers with eager learners from all walks of life. Our impact goes beyond training. We are building a future where everyone has the power to participate in the digital world. Join